through cracked concrete, barefoot dreams on tired feet, wires stitched beneath my skin, not to shine, just to live. Streetlight halos flicker gold, faces worn but never old. Every scar a history, every break remembers me. They polish heaven far above, but down here we learn to mend. When the world decides you're nothing, you decide how you bend. We are street like kintsugi, cracked but glowing in the seams. Broken lives held together by borrowed tech and stubborn dreams. They don't see us from the sky, but we burn when nights go long. Every fracture filled with light. We were broken, not gone. Old songs humming, data streams, grandmother ghost and vending screens, paper prayers and fiber lines, past and future intertwined. Coats that flicker, boots that lie, make us faster than goodbye. We don't fly, we don't ascend, we endure, we don't pretend. They call us static, call us noise, call us shadows in the frame, but every system ever built was cracked before it changed. We are streetlight kintsugi, golden places pain once lived. Every wound a declaration of the things we didn't give. Let the towers keep their shine, we'll survive another dawn. Every scar is proof of life. We were broken, not gone. Mend the bowl, don't hide the break. Gold remembers what we take. Hands that fall still learn to hold. Even cracks can shine like gold. Streetlight kintsugi, names carved deep in alley walls. If the city never loved us, we still answered every call. Let them rise and lock their doors. We remain when systems rot. Every scar still burning bright. We were broken, but we are not. Neon fades, gold we remain.
Hello, Green Jeans. How you doing? And hello, everyone. How are we tonight? I hope you guys can hear me anyway. Looks like everything's working proper. Vibing with grapes. That's a good place to be, man. It's a very good place to be. And we are going to continue. See, that one is, yeah, the farthest one is this should be the one where we left. This is the end of episode 4. Episode 5 finally awaits. If you'd like to continue with this world state, please save your game now. Already did. Continue. Sure, let's watch the recap this time. Clear and solid voice, let's go. Yeah, sorry, I'm running a little off this right now. My brain is, anyway. Yes, please. Let's give a full recap. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with the side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Oh wait, this is Tabitha. What voice did I give her? Man, feels like it's been so long. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering around anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. As the locks fall, the doors moan open, revealing the entrance to what must have been an incredibly lavish ballroom. Faintly in the distance, you can hear quiet notes of an old piano playing from another room. So what do you want to say? So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky? That sort of thing? You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of the woods at dawn. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight, while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Right? You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is a deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Oh my God. Oh my God. What do we do? Stella, keep an eye on him for us. Make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble. Welcome home.
My grandmother used to talk about the pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come.
I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. But listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask, and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. I'm going to keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Have either of you seen Rosalita around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned. Right, exactly. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now. Anyways. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. As you leave Tabitha's office, you take a moment to get your bearings, only to be interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snack pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What? Is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do these things keep happening to me? Oh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, all right? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen.
My dad is a foreman. Or wait, no, this is Becca. My dad's a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Nice. Just 10 tickles. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. My dad says our house is haunted. But she's interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. 3 of them are gone. There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest like a deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Darker Neon? Darker Neon? Are you all right? Yeah, this is before I even changed the channel name to Neon Boss. Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they're going. They'll listen to you this time. I promise. No, well, your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. There are 2 of them now. Are you ready to leave? Yeah, she lost a leg. Hey, yo, Ghosty boy, how's it going? Are you ready to leave? As you ready to leave, Janie approaches from the side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the 2 of you, impatiently tapping her foot. How are you this evening? Oh, Darker Neon, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now. And then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I am so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Sup, Infinite? No. I should pause you for that. You need to be timed out for that. Couldn't have happened to any nicer people. Here alive and won't be terribly long because I got some extra. Hey, no problem, man. I'm just glad you popped in. We're just covering the recap because it's been so long since we played Scarlet Hollow. It still has my name as Darker Neon. When we were playing this game before I switched the channel to Neon Boss. That's what's hilarious. But Chapter 5 finally came out, so we can at least get through that. Who knows how much longer before Chapter 6. Although they did say that they were pushing through. That they were trying to complete the game. And the next 2 chapters... Like, Chapter 5, I guess, was like one of the largest. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. And I'm trying to remember all the voices I used. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Darker Neon, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Scriptorium? All right, I'll have to take a look at that. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Darker Neon, aren't you? My name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. Yep, he's a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Street smart. Whoever he is,
You can feel his desperation to make a good first impression, a self-sustained and self-fulfilling prophecy. He will always be desperate. Sounds like, what voice did I give him? I think I gave him kind of like a creepy voice. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Dr. Neon? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now.
You didn't know my aunt.
If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open.
Are you sure you want me to discuss my beliefs with you and darken your door with... Yeah, of course Gretchen wanted a voter recount. And I do have my hardcore playthrough. I did talk to animals. Gretchen's fun, I will say. The basement is what you expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges. Wall trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint and sneer out at their creator.
Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately and haven't been cleaning too much.
Dinner is already laid out. Dinner roast, spaghetti, and a light salad. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with sharp, fierce gaze.
So we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Darker Neon is still in town?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Hey, I'm glad you remember. You know, I was actually kind of worried because it's been so long, but also I've been wanting to play it. And, you know, I mean, I started it on stream. I'm going to finish it on stream.
We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like it's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting any better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous.
Well, see, about that, Reese, you kind of turn into a monster. I think that's how that works.
I'm an adult, for God's sakes. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain, wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix.
Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open.
Reese?
Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina's situated in the back room. Alexis is going to keep her company while we hopefully get all this sorted out.
Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff?
Oh, that was a bad Avery. I know I've done better. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of that stain. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. Pickle sandwich incident of 20... But McDonald's pickles are like, I don't know, they're pretty good to me. But if you don't like them, I could understand that. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it is stained in reddish brown.
I'm going for it.
This was such a creepy run. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention.
Who are you? Well, what are you doing on my property? Before you have a chance to think, another door creeps open on what you thought was the ceiling. There you are. Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders. The sins of the father are laid upon the children. You come to in a basement, a mound of packed dirt in front of you. Your friends are nowhere to be seen. Right? Slay the Princess all over again. But Wayne, well, it's made by the same company. But Wayne lurks by the stairwell, as though he's been patiently waiting for you to wake up. There you are. And it looks like you're all in one piece. Sybil pauses mid-sentence as she notices Wayne from the corner of her eyes. Come with me, dear. Let's get you home. This was a close call. Make sure nothing happens to him, or there'll be hell to pay. I'm sorry, Darker Neon. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. He took our cash, I'm sure of it. Of course he did. I don't trust Wayne, but I don't not trust Wayne. I'm looking forward to continuing our chat tomorrow once you've had some time to rest. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. You open your eyes. It's a brand new day. You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. But we eventually find her. Let me get this right. You're trying to report a missing pumpkin? Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Sheriff Huckabee, sir. She was going to be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to me. Are you sure it was Julius and not some enterprising bear that got a hold of it? Y'all know Julius thinks that land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty, howdy, Nine Tails. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, so for all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now with our pumpkin. Ain't there something y'all can do about it? Tulip made up some imaginary friends and keeps telling us that they want her to go out there. Like the word of some fictional creature she made up is going to convince us it's a good idea for her to play in somebody's old garbage. But she's 7. Of course, she would get some funny little idea like that. I'd love to get to the community to rally around a big cleanup. It's about time somebody got rid of all that junk. Where are you going to get rid of it? That is a landfill. Sort of. There's a small gathering of workers outside. Yeah, that's true. That is very true, Green Jeans. There's a small gathering of workers outside the entrance to the mines, picket signs in hand. You take the tea, sipping delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable. Your muscles relax for the first time in days. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, and hourglass. I know it doesn't say and hourglass, but it's implied. And I think adding the and makes it better. All of these mean death, misery, and difficulty. And the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. but we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy, lurking in plain sight. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall? His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus. The oh hell no in my alphabet soup? Exactly. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of an unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Another seal. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from canvases. His ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand. I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. And this is pretty much where we left it off. We're almost done with the recap. He looks like something like the Jersey Devil, but also something like a vampire, but also with the, the painting control. He's just weird. Oh, that's cool. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. You hand Dr. Kelly the tranquilizer darts. Dr. Kelly quickly loads them into her gun, leveling the barrel at her son. Ka-tonk. Dr. Neon, I thought we were in this together. You sit on the log beside Stella. Dr. Neon, how did you... I just wanted to offer a suggestion for how to spend your time tomorrow. Tabitha will be busy out at the mines. Take advantage of that. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her to stop you. Yeah, he would have killed her. Explore the estate. You might find something interesting if you know where to look. So, are you coming in? You drift off together, limbs entwined, exhausted and safe and comforted. Tomorrow may bring some new horror, or it might not. But whatever happens, you'll face it together. It's time to continue your journey. Wake up. You wake to the sound of birdsong and to the welcome aroma of breakfast sizzling down the hall of Stella's intimately cozy cottage. The soft cotton oversheets you're wrapped in still smell like her. Might not. What? The gentle morning sun shines through her bedroom window, speckling the sheets with dazzling spots of light, warming the spots where Stella lay beside you all night. You feel like you've had a good night's sleep for the first time in days, and you know you have her to thank for it. Join her in the kitchen. Dr. Neon, hope I wasn't too noisy in here. I wanted you to be able to get some more sleep. I know it's early.
Still, it can't be too bad to wake up to somebody making pancakes for you, even if it is at the crack of dawn. Ah, okay, yeah, all right. Well, of course, greet her with a morning kiss. You take a step forward, leaning in close. You can feel Stella's smile broaden as you plant a gentle kiss on her cheek. Aw, Dr. Neon, you can do better than that. Before you can pull away, she takes your face in her flour-dusted hands and pressing her soft lips to yours. She smirks as she turns back to the pan. Well, exactly. So how'd you sleep? Aren't I the host here? Isn't that what I'm supposed to ask you? But I slept great. Of course I did. Thanks again for everything you did yesterday. You have no idea how light I feel right now. It was nice to wake up here knowing your face would be the first thing I see. That's... No, I think we're going to go with the top one. Come on, let's, yeah. It was so nice to wake up here knowing your face would be the first things I see. Exactly. Oh, how it was H? Yeah. See, we can even hide the text just so we can get a good look. Little Gretchen, I mean... Stella's gentle smile spreads into a grin. Well, aren't you romantic? If you think my looks are nice, wait till you eat my pancakes. They are what'll have you coming back for more. And that's the last one. Let's have ourselves a breakfast feast. Stella motions with a pancake-laden plate towards the table. You take a seat. Those look good. Oh, and hers has an egg fried on top. One of my favorite ways to have my pancakes. Ha! No, we already had the nookie last night. Now it's the morning after, and, you know, it's not a one-night stand, so we're actually in this for a relationship. So take a bite of the pancakes. You take a multi-layered bite of Stella's pancakes. They're incredible. A perfect crispy crust with a light fluffy interior, still steaming from the heat of the pan, with a generous pour of maple syrup adding a flavorful sweetness. A rich, buttery aftertaste lingers on your palate. Now I want pancakes, damn it. I just had some this weekend. A stack of these made with love by someone who cares about you is a perfect way to start your day. Hey, before we figure out our plans for the day, the game is stealing your job. We should talk about Reese. Why? Did something happen? You take a deep breath and then proceed to explain everything. Stella stares down at her pancakes in shock, trying to process what you've just said. Tears well up in Stella's eyes. She tries to blink them away before you can notice. He's what? She looks away for a long moment, trying to collect herself. Well, at this point, you know, you scoot your chair over and you put your arm around, you know, to let her know that she's being comforted. So that means he's all alone right now, locked up in some tiny room. But I guess if he wasn't, then Dr. Kelly would be... I can't believe I was off dealing with all my own pathetic little problems yesterday. If I'd just been there, maybe things would have been okay. Maybe I could have talked him down, or I don't know, done something besides moping around while my friend went through the biggest crisis in his life. She takes a sullen bite of pancake. With it, she seems to swallow her momentary distress, her casual demeanor returning as she gives you a weak smile. Yes, exactly.
But it's over. I trust you made the right call in the moment. And for now, we have a mystery to solve. Though I will be making a visit to the doctor's office soon. Why, you not feeling well? It's better than letting him kill someone. I bought us time to figure out the best course of action. I mean, really, I didn't know what else to do in that situation. It's like, it had to be the best. That was really the only real choice, in my opinion. Stella continues staring down at her pancakes, but her shoulders loosen, a forced smile plastered on her face. Oh, well, no point in talking about it. We have a lot on our plate today. So many mysteries to solve. I swear to God, Stella reminds me so much of my wife. Like, just bottling everything up. Like, when we first started dating, like, I'd ask her, how was work? It was good. So what'd you do? My job. You know, I mean, like, getting a conversation out of her was like pulling teeth. I finally hammered it into her that I was honestly interested. I honestly wanted to know how her day was going. I wasn't just asking because of formality. I was really interested. It took years for her to actually learn how to open up, because her growing up, her family, basically, children were seen and not heard. You know, she was an only child, you know, and that was pretty much how it was. She'd just get home from school, do her stuff, go to her bedroom, and that was it. And it took her a long time to realize that I was honestly interested in wanting to know what was going on. Millions spent and worth it. Wow, that's actually kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, I think that's why even in both playthroughs, I kept going to Stella, because she reminds me of my wife in many ways. Not all of them, but in many ways. Oh, well, no point in talking about it. We have a lot on our plate today and so many mysteries to solve. I think we should bust into the Forbidden Wing today. What a coincidence. I was also going to suggest we snoop around the estate this morning, and it's like we share a brain. This is so exciting. Let's finish up breakfast and go. I concur. Let us go. All right, pancakes have been eaten. I'm fueled up for today's activities. Let's head out. Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. She knew I cared. But she didn't think I actually wanted to hear everything. It was me trying to display. You know how some people, you know, it's a love language thing? You know, it's like, oh, I honestly ask, but I don't really care what you have to say. I just want you to know that I'm there. Right? Exactly. It took her a long time to realize that I honestly wanted to know. Like, legit, I wanted to know. I wanted to hear about her day. Like a cliche sitcom, when you're sitting down to dinner and everybody's talking about their day, I wanted to know. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying people that don't, you know, that just, you know, go through the motions or whatnot don't care. I'm just saying that I'm a talkative person. You know, she'd get home from work and I'd tell her about my day, trying to get her to open up. You know, I led by example. I wasn't like hammering on her or anything like that. You know, it was just lead by example. I just ask her how her day. You know, she'd say it was good. It's like, okay. And then I would proceed, you know, it's like, okay, well, here's what my day was. Because for me, I guess my love language is communication. Just talking, being there for someone. I just did. but I shall do it again. That's all I'm saying. Stella stands up, Gretchen hopping down from her chair to stand at Stella's side, and the two of them lead you to the door and out into the chilly morning air. Thus begins Chapter 5. The walk through town is quiet. It's early, and though you can smell the diner cooking up breakfast for hungry miners and brewing coffee for cops to sip while ignoring the horrors plaguing Scarlet Hollow, Main Street is deserted. You and Stella feel like the only people in the world watching the sunrise over the library. The estate looms over the three of you, more unwelcoming than it's ever been, as if the small bit of time you've spent away in a warm house still full of love that built it has made the mere thought of the crumbling manor unbearable. Wow, I can barely remember the last time I made my way up that hill. Pearl Ann didn't exactly make it easy for me and to see Tabitha, so we usually hung out anywhere else we could think of. Well, exactly. Well, that's the whole idea, is that Scarlet Hollow is a failing town. The only reason why it still exists is a coal mine, which the coal mine is in operation, but it doesn't have as much use anymore. Your aunt had a tendency to shoot first and ask questions later, so I figured it was best not to risk winding up at the business end of her shotgun. You only make that mistake once. It's sad to see how much worse it's gotten. That cliff used to be a lot further away from the house, but it's claimed a lot of ground. The place looks like it could fall any day now. It used to be such a beautiful house. And see, that's the thing, is you can tell it used to be a beautiful place. But one, you just don't have the money to shore up that cliff. I mean, that's thousands upon thousands of yard feet of concrete just to shore that up. Together, you cross the threshold, the ancient door creaking open to reveal the familiar dusty foyer. Knowing Tabitha isn't here to keep you in line gives the place a new feeling, like you have complete ownership of the place, and that any secrets it once held are yours to be uncovered, if only you can figure out where to look. You can barely feel how much the floor is tilting. Wait, you can feel how much the floor is tilting. Geez, this place has really gone to the dog since the last time I was here. Hey, don't be mean to Gretchen. Look at her, little Gretchen. Everything feels so much older and disused. I can't believe Tabitha is still living here. I'm sure she has a lot of memories tying her to this place, but it feels like it could come down around our ears any second. So where to first? Let's go to the bedroom. Let's go up to my bedroom first. Oh God, something up there you want to show me? Stella gives you a flirtatious wink. Lead the way. The two of you make your way up the rickety staircase and into the guest room. The moment you enter the room, Gretchen and Frau start growling at each other. Uh-oh, this is going to be trouble. Gretchen lets out a short, sharp yap, and that's all it takes for Frau to launch from the bed, skittering away down the hallway. You hear her gallop down the stairs, undoubtedly returning to her spot in the kitchen. Gretchen is victorious. Anyway, if I remember correctly, this is Pearl Ann's old room, right? Tabitha really wasted no time getting this place turned over for guests. Someone has been here. The closet is wide open, and its contents have been dragged out into the room. A discolored residue smeared on some of the larger boxes, giving you a hint as to who might be behind the invasion of privacy. That's a Wayne thing. Wayne did that. Holy shit. That mess has got to be Wayne, right? I think I'd know if you were that messy. Check on the possum first. You make your way to the dresser, pulling out the drawer to check on the little possum who lives there and the larger one that joined it. But they're gone. Not even the bread remains. It's just an empty drawer. Oh, are you getting changed? I could give you some privacy, or not, whichever. There's usually a little possum in here. I hope he's okay. Aw, possums are so cute. Weird that one lives in the drawer right next to where you sleep. But I guess I'm sorry he's wandered off. You slide the drawer shut. Does that mean this is where Pearl Ann died? I wouldn't know. Tabitha hasn't really said anything about it. But she died in her sleep, so one can assume. It's okay. You can now just sleep in my bed for the rest of the week. If Tabitha gets mad, oh well. She shouldn't have made you sleep in a dead lady's bed without even telling you. Very true, very true. The closet was not like this yesterday morning. So your room's been tampered with. All the more reason to check it out. You and Stella cross the room to investigate the open closet door. The back of it hangs slightly ajar. It looks like it was never solid wall at all, but rather a door, previously hidden behind a pile of boxes and papers that were dragged out of the way overnight. There is no doorknob, only a small circle of metal where a doorknob would be, punctuated with a keyhole. Is that a hidden door? Yes, I knew it. I knew we were going to be finding hidden passageways. Stella whips out her camera, nearly fumbling and dropping it in excitement. See a jar on the left? Oh, that? Yeah. Because the door's ajar. Duh. Stella whips out her camera, nearly fumbling and dropping it in excitement, but she regains her steadiness, aiming it into the gloom of the closet at the sliver of light from the room beyond. Gloom of the closet at the sliver of... Okay. Stellars, you're not going to believe this. We're in the Scarlet Estate, trying to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on around town. And have just uncovered this hidden door in Darker Neon's closet. Right? I think you're right, Stella. Wayne is behind this. Does that mean Wayne knows about the layout of the Scarlet Estate? You know, I'm really starting to wonder what he has to do with all this. You and me both. I don't like how close he seems to think he is with you, but maybe he knows what's going on. I don't think I'm really going to care if Tabitha gets... We're going in. That's right. You both step forward. Stella filming as she dramatically opens the door, its hinges creaking appropriately. Together you enter the forbidden wing of the Scarlet Estate. The room you find yourselves in is mostly barren. No real furniture to speak of. The wallpaper is peeling with neglect, and the floor tilts uncomfortably beneath you. Already you can see why Tabitha would be so intent on keeping you out of here, out of these unused rooms. This doesn't feel like a place for humans anymore. Yes, exactly. Stella continues forward excitedly, camera held up to catch every detail. You follow her into the hallway beyond the small, forgotten room. Wow, an exclusive look at the ruins of the Scarlet Estate. Even if we don't find anything supernatural in here, this is already great stuff. It's like urban exploration. I love the like subtle like angles of everything. You know, the art
of this show is just show. This game is very good, and I love the fact that it's all hand-drawn. Before you is a long hallway. Dust dances in the weak sunlight, beaming in through cracked glass. A tinge of mildew stings your nose, warning you away. Though there's nowhere else to run to now. An ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and a staircase looms at the far end. Oh, those are fresh prints. Of Bel Air? She zooms in on what you now notice is a faint trail of human footprints along the dusty floor of the hallway. It looks like our friend has been doing some exploring of his own. We'll have to be careful. I'd rather not run into him while sneaking around in here. Investigate the ornate entryway. Yeah, exactly. You both make your way to the dark doorway in the middle of the corridor. It's a parlor. Of course, the Scarlets of old would have had a dedicated space to entertain their guests. It would feel elegant if not for the massive crack that runs the entire length of the floor. The air here stinks of mildew. You can see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. There is a large painting on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Geez, it's a miracle any of this is still standing. Tabitha should really think about moving out before this half of the house decides to finish falling off the cliff. As Stella excitedly films B-roll of the ruined parlor, something else catches your eye too. A bookshelf, or rather what's left of a bookshelf, hanging by a single rusted hinge. Do we see it? Oh, right there. Maybe. Oh yeah, this place, you would be better off just leveling it. Its sagging shelves reveal some sunless space beyond, once hidden, now exposed by the rot of this house. And it seems that Stella has spotted it too, as she turns her camera toward the dark entryway. A hidden room? Oh man, the fans are going to love this. Well, first let's examine the painting. The painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited. The town hall, the estate, the mines, and the clinic, still called a hospital at the time of the painting, the church, and then there's somewhere you've not yet to see, the historical Callaway Tremaine homesteads. And that would be our little town. Oh, there's a plaque under it, in commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hollow Landmark Revitalization Project. Let the past never be forgotten. Oof. I feel like writing something like that is just going to wind up gathering dust in a neglected room like this. Let this be a lesson to all of my viewers looking to immortalize their life's work. So, all two of you maybe. Investigate the hidden room. Stella takes you by the hand, her firm grip lending you a sense of security even as you both step over the wide gap in the floor. Together you duck between the shelves, stepping over water-damaged books and into the darkness of the hidden room. The space is dark, its features barely illuminated by the faint light trickling in through the myriad of cracks and holes in the walls. The wallpaper, a deep, exquisite red, adds a blood-like glow to the dimness. This is an old den. The walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single tall bookshelf remains standing, its occupants dusty, but mostly intact. But all of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. Sorry, that Gretchen surprised me. I about choked on my own spit. Gretchen barks out at the rest of the room, attempting to intimidate whatever it is she smells. Shh, Gretchen. We wouldn't want anybody to find us here. Who knows what they might try to see? Who knows? They might try to seal it back up. I've only ever read this word. I am not sure how to pronounce it. Amontillado style. Gretchen quiets down, but that doesn't stop her from thoroughly investigating the space. This is it, Stellars. The kind of find every urban explorer hopes for. A hidden room, locked away in the Scarlet Estate, full of weird artifacts and keepsakes no one was ever supposed to find. They weren't counting on a couple of investigative documentarians like us going looking. But here we are, about to blow your family's sordid past wide open. Examine the bookshelf. Maybe the collection of literature can help you learn about this room's occupant. You approach the shelf, your eager eyes poring over titles for anything that seems to stand out. And I will be right back.
Watch this place, they wear all gold, they share all
And I'm back. So where were we? Oh yeah, exploring. Maybe the collection of literature can help you learn about this room's occupant. You approach the shelf, your eager eyes poring over the titles for anything that seems to stand out. The upper shelves are mostly classic fiction. Moby Dick, Shakespeare, various Dickens novels. Nothing that stands out as particularly interesting. The bottom shelf seems to be home to reference books, heavy volumes of long outdated construction law, treaties on various aspects of the local coal industry. But there's also a book on the coal industry. But there's also a book on city planning that stands out to you. The spine is marked with a dot. You pull it out, the shelves above shifting precariously, as if the book held some load-bearing purpose. The instant you crack its spine, a slip of paper falls out, ancient and fragile, and yellowed with age. It's some kind of map. It's an old map of Scarlet Hollow, and somebody circled a bunch of important landmarks. Town hall, mines, clinic, the old farmhouse too. I guarantee you, these are where the those sigil things that we keep finding are. Wait a sec. At least 2 of these had stone carvings buried in them, right? So yes, that's so, didn't I? I bet anything that we'll find the stones at the rest of these places. This is huge. Now we know exactly where we should investigate next. I'll hold on to it. I don't get the feeling that anyone will notice it's gone. No, I seriously doubt it. Stella takes both the book and the map from your hands, shelving the former and pocketing the latter. Examine the desk. You step towards the desk. Maybe there's something worth finding in its drawers. You always rifle through the drawers. Wait. The top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter-writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener and a wax stamping kit emblazoned with the initials ES. For a minute, I almost read that as BS. The wax seems lightly gnawed. Underneath, you find a pile of crumbling financial documents, scrawled in neat cursive in every spot that needed a signature is the name Enoch Scarlet. This must be his desk, meaning this must also be his study. And hidden among the documents, you find an ancient photograph. A stern blonde man stares up at you from the detritus at the bottom of the drawer. A face you're surprised to find you recognize. It's the man from your vision, the one in the hospital bed. Hey, I've seen that before. That's the picture of Theodore they put in the local history books. That's your great-great-uncle or something, the one who died in the collapse. Tell Stella about your vision. I had a vision about him yesterday. No way. Enoch said he was working with a witch and that she'd be able to help him fix things. But this was in the hospital after the collapse. Stella focuses the camera on you as you explain the vision you saw yesterday. She's clearly shocked by this revelation, drinking in every word, eyes growing wide. A witch? And then somehow they managed to convince the whole town that Teddy died in the collapse? But if he didn't, and some witch was involved, sounds to me like your family has more than just Charlie Shaw's skeleton in their closet. Feel around for anything you might have missed. As you search for anything more notable among the contents of the drawer, you notice something peculiar, an irregularity in the molding along the top edge of the desk, almost as if it had been removed and replaced at some point. You slip a hand into the drawer, feeling along what would usually be the solid oak of the top. They killed Kenny, those bastards! Solid oak of the top of the desk, but the space is clearly hollow, your fingers making light knocking sounds as they fumble against the wood. Fortunately, there's a very simple lock, and you have years of experience. In moments, the secret drawer slides open, revealing its treasures. Oh, here's the Prosperity, Dominion, Vitality. So Prosperity was in the mines.
Dominion, I don't know if we've actually seen that one yet. Vitality, maybe? It's a bundle of notes. As the pages unfold, Stella's eyes grow wide. Take dagger. Yeah, I know, I wish. Is that? Scrawled on the first page is a design you find familiar. It's the stone from that pit in the mines. Its many armed designs scratched into the paper by an untrained hand. There are more here, and little notes beside them too. The handwriting is terrible. I don't even think some of this is English, but it looks like this one says prosperity. Workings as link in the chains of productivity, one entity separate from the fruit of the labor, diligent and... That's what it was on prosperity that I could read. Dominion, element fire, hand of law, 3 dogs, 3 heads of Cerberus, judgment at the gates, stubborn adherence, goat, the hand without the head, vitality, wind, Asmodeus, rod of Asclepius, cycle of life unending, wound through by serpent of healing, Varania's suggestion, Asmodeus, beast, woman, goat, pan, ram, bull, rule, violence, suffer, defiance, indulgence, sacrifice, power. Told her it was overcomplicated, but she insisted. Okay, so these are sigils of working. There are other drawings here, some of which you find just as familiar. The goat head carving from what was once the town hall, and the circle of figures from the clinic. Bounty. Lamb or cherub? Samara fruit? Seed wheat growth? Crown of flies? Sorry, that's on this one, bounty. Spirit is gateways, doom guardians, dog and horse. Door guardians, dog and horse. Cane for champ. I can't read it. Blessings of family and something. Old and new together. Joined at crossroads. Oh, and cycle of birth and death. New grows from old. Old and new together, joined at crossroads. Throne, morning star, awakening awareness. Serpent of Athena, power, consciousness itself. Hi, babies. Yes, I know. Hi, kitty. There are notes scrawled in the margins around the designs, most either illegible or written in some language you don't understand. Though a few words stand out, prosperity next to the stone from the mines, dominion paired with the stone from the town hall, and vitality with the clinic. The remaining caption seems to read spirit, bounty, and throne, all attached to designs you don't recognize. Hold on, let's compare to the map. Stella carefully unfolds the map again. These are totally the other stones. This one goes to the mines. You follow suit, mentally placing the town hall and clinic stones where they belong, and sharing that with Stella, Dominion, and Vitality, as their scribbled captions tell you. One circled location remains, the farmlands to the southwest. From what you can make out, the other 3 stones read Spirit, Bounty, Throne. It's a shame the map's fallen apart, but at least we can try and figure out which one goes with the farms. I think bounty would have to be bountiful harvest for all. But that's my guess. Bounty. Bounty has to be the farms. Bountiful harvests and all. Yeah, that's got to be it. Like cornucopias and stuff. Open the bottom drawer. The bottom drawer offers some resistance as you try to pull it out. It seems that it was locked, though the bit of metal attempting to hold it shut seems to have rusted to the point of uselessness years ago. It gives in with a sharp tug, rotting wood splintering softly somewhere within the century-old desk. Ha! Ha! You're surprised to see familiar faces staring up at you from a neat nest of odd glass vials. It's the little possums from your room. It seems they, too, found their way into the Forbidden Wing. That's what it looks like to me. Gretchen barks and strains to get at the poor beasts, breaking the eerie silence of the Forbidden Wing with the cacophony of doggy wrath. The opossums, in turn, fall over, feigning death. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. I'm not letting you go after a couple of poor little possums. You don't even have teeth. This isn't a fight you're going to win. Stella reaches out a foot, holding the squirming Gretchen close to her chest, and slides the drawer shut. The possums are safely stored away where the bloodthirsty, toothless pug can't try to wrap her gums around the little throats. Doggy dentures, yeah. Step away from the desk. Is there anything left to look at? Nope. Okay. You've seen enough. Go back to the hallway. Let's see where those footprints lead. You find yourself on the third floor of the estate for the first time. As you take in the surroundings, Stella slowly pans her camera down the length of the hall, working to build a dread and tension for her future viewers. She clears her throat again, resuming her narration in charmingly professional hosting voice. Clearly, Darker Neon and I are not the only people who have passed through the supposed Forbidden Wing. Who knows? We might wind up running into someone else sneaking around in here. If you're watching this as the found footage after the two of us went missing, now you know where to start looking for our bodies. She drops the camera after her morbid joke, her voice returning to its usual casual cadence. It looks like the footprints go all the way down the hallway into that far door. Approach the window. You carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. They actually make doggy dentures? Oh, that sure is a cliff. There is nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees, the ground having crumbled away. The only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is the straining foundation that still somehow holds this place together. At least for now. Jesus. Move the boxes away from the nearest door. The boxes slide out of the way with a bit of elbow grease. You push past them into the room beyond. I was so fixated on the footprints, I didn't even realize there was a room here. That probably means it has some really good stuff. The kind of stuff people put away hoping nobody will ever find it. The kind of stuff that makes a great video. The room is coldly empty. The large antique bed is made, its sheets ancient and dusty, but still somehow giving off the feeling of tidiness. Even with cobwebs stretched between each corner of its four-poster frame. Search the desk. You step towards the desk, its drawers practically overflowing with stationery. You start opening drawers. Each one is filled with paper, stacked haphazardly,
practically spilling out as you attempt to dig through for anything important. All these bills and receipts are in Edwardine's name. Guess we know whose desk this is. The rest of the room is so neat and tidy. It's amazing that her drawers were such a hoarder's nest of paper. Old paper. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Scarlet Ladies have always been like this, pretending they have everything together on the surface, and then being a total mess on the inside. Sounds like Tabby to a T. Oh, don't tell her I said that. When you reach the bottom right drawers, you find something entirely different. Greeting cards, letters, small wrapped packages, some open, some sealed, some crumpled into messy balls. You open one of the cards. Both pages are taken up by a handwritten note. Tabby, I hope you're doing well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Hope Pearl Ann treats you to your best Christmas yet. I'm not sure what sort of doodads you're into these days, so I sent a little something that made me think of you. Oh my God. This is Tabby's dad has been trying to send her notes, and the mom made sure that she never got them. I made sure they were the best shells of the bunch. Not sure how rare any of them are, but they're awful pretty, and they're still got that beach smell. And make sure you put your ear up to them too. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it comes close enough. And in case you think that makes me a cheapskate, I made sure to send along a little cash too, so you can get yourself something a little nicer than the glorified beach trash. Make sure you get Pearl Ann to take you to the nice toy store, because that's where I'd take you if I was there. If you get the time, I'd love to hear from you. I miss you so much, Tabby, and I'm always thinking of you. You can come out and visit me anytime. I know you've always wanted to see what it's like out east. I made sure to write out my address on the back of this card, just in case you didn't know how to get a hold of me. Been missing you, my incredible, wonderful, amazing daughter. All my love, Dad. Oh my God. Stella lowers the camera, averting its gaze from the deeply personal letters. Tabby said her dad never tried to get in touch, that he just abandoned her. You pull out another from closer to the top of the pile. Happy birthday, Tabby. It's me again, your old dad. So the big 2-0. I can't believe my daughter is such an adult. In my mind, you're still that bouncy little kid doing cartwheels on the front lawn, telling me what various sounds animals make like you're the professor of animal noises. I have no idea if you read these, but I'll keep writing them even if sometimes it feels like I'm writing them to a ghost. I mean, we haven't spoken in almost 15 years. You're a whole human being now, and I have no idea what you're like. I like to think we'd get along, though. As always, my address is on the back. I hope you'll decide to come visit me one of these days. I've got a guest room all set up, just in case. It's always ready for you, kid. I love you, and I always will, no matter who you turned out to be. Love, Dad. Excuse me, sorry. These are years and years of these. There are years and years of these. The bottom drawer is almost entirely unopened envelopes dated from when Tabitha would have been just a kid, all from him. It kind of looks like Edwardine and Pearl Ann were keeping these from Tabitha on purpose for practically her entire life. I don't even know if we should tell her. I mean, there could have been a good reason, right? Like, maybe he was awful and telling her would just be painful to dredge up bad memories, but street smart. We should tell her, but let's pretend they were in the boxes. They were in one of those boxes in my room. Oh, smart. She wouldn't have known we were back here. Here. Stella stuffs a handful of letters into her bag. Search the closet. You make your way to the closet. It's as lifeless and tidy as the rest of the room. It seems Edwardine kept things neat and orderly, or as neat and orderly as she could, considering the decaying state of the place. This is so like where Pearl Ann would go shopping for Tabby's clothes. This looks to me like where Pearl Ann would go shopping for Tabby's clothes. It's exactly the sort of thing she wears. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen her in that dress before. The only thing here besides her clothes and shoes is a box, shoved off to one side. You pick it up. Child-sized overalls, striped shirts, a small pair of trousers with suspenders still attached. One of those little sailor suits boys from the 50s were always wearing. Boys' clothes? That's weird. When was the last time a boy was born into the family? Other than you. When you pull out the last shirt, a note is revealed, tucked away in the bottom of the box in a protective sleeve. Is Wayne Tabby's brother? At some point, she was just using a bucket in a sinking ship. Yeah. Totally agree, Green Jeans. It's scrawled in an almost illegible handwriting, written in some thick brown watery ink that's cracked with age. Oh, Mommy, I'm here too, and I love you. What the? As Stella handles the note, Gretchen anxiously stomps on the floorboards. It's okay, Gretchen. You don't have to squirm so much. It's just paper. Really, really creepy paper. Stella zooms in on the unsettling note, making sure the camera takes in every detail. Okay, I got the footage I need. You should put that back before you get a curse from it or something. You drop the note back into the box, once again covering it with the clothes. Folks, what you just saw was found in the bottom of a box of boys' clothes hidden away in Edwardine Scarlet's closet. Yet the only children she supposedly ever had were 2 girls. This mystery is getting so thick it's gone from gumbo to gravy. I found records yesterday, and actually, Edwardine had a stillborn boy, and his middle name was Charles. Stella's eyes go wide. No way. You're not just winding me up, right? Because that is a bombshell. I mean, do you think Charlie, but then, oh my God. Okay, hear me out. What if he wasn't stillborn? I mean, he would have been a bastard son, right? And with Enoch the way he was, and the fact that your family has the whole Southern Gothic thing going on, I hope we find more about this. Forget about gravy. The mystery just boiled over. You're done here. Return to the hallway. Explore Edwardine's chamber. You and Stella return to the hallway. Well, enter the middle room. Exploring has done us good so far. We're finding a lot of stuff. Oh boy, we got a haunted nursery, everybody. Check the bookshelf. The top shelf is occupied by antique picture books, Dick and Jane nursery rhymes, ancient editions of Grimm's fairy tales. The lower shelves are full of educational material, from children's encyclopedias to writing practice workbooks. From the sheer number of learning-oriented books on the shelf, you get the impression that the children who lived here were not supposed to be as interested in fun and fiction as they were in diction and spelling. Your family may have been wealthy, but maybe not in joy. Read a few writing practice. You leaf through a few of the you leaf through a few practice workbooks, gently turning their near crumbling pages. Reasons Mommy should take me and Mary Bell to the zoo. We have been very good girls and have not cried for a whole week. Mary Bell says elephants are so big, and I would like to see one. 3, I think it would be very fun and Mommy would have a good time. All are signed with the careful scrawled signature of Alexandra Scarlet. You flip through the rest of the book, your eyes unfocused as the many practice sentences and letter copying pages flash by. But something near the back of the book gives you a pause. In a section that starts with the prompt, "Today I," Alexandria continues with, "talked to the boy in the wall." The boy in the wall, are you kidding me?
People are going to think I planted this or something. It's just too creepy. Booksmart. This last prompt lingers with you. If all of these practice books are the same, you wonder what else you'll manage to find under Today I. You grab the next copy, opening it to the first practice writing page. Today I told the boy on the wall about my family. Oh, that's smart. Let's see if there's any more about him. Then the boy on the wall said he is happy he has a kid to talk to. I am also glad because Maribel is mean sometimes and tells me what to do. He is really nice. I hope he can come out of the wall to play with us soon. Today I told the boy on the wall that I am sad. He was really nice and told me he knows how to make mommy be nicer to me.
Right? Yeah, no doubt.
He said mommy tucks him in every night and reads him stories and is never mean, and that if I was in the wall, mommy would also be nice to me.
Oh, that's creepy.
He said there could only be one kid in the wall, so he will have to switch places with me. But mommy will be nice to me then, so it is okay. What? Today I ate dinner with mommy. She said she made me a special dinner and she sat with me the whole time, and I was a good girl and ate it all. Mommy is proud of me. It was a good day and I am happy. The rest of the book is blank. Alexandra disappeared, didn't she? You both share a moment of silence staring down at the empty pages. Only the typed words, Today I, staring back up at you.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. This encyclopedia has something sticking out of it. If Daddy plays with me and Maribel, if my family goes to the zoo, if Mommy and Grandpa took us to work, if me and Maribel and Mommy and Daddy and Grandpa have a picnic. So that's if Daddy played with me and Maribel, if my family goes to the zoo, Mommy and Grandpa took us to work, and if me and Maribel and Mommy and Daddy and Grandpa have a picnic. So, Daddy, so me, Maribel, Mommy, Grandpa, and Daddy? Okay. All are signed with the carefully scrawled signature of Alexandra Scarlet. There's a strange, fantastical element to these pictures. Everyone is smiling and sitting together as any family would in a child's drawing. Right? Yeah, I don't know if it's a puzzle or ADHD, but I'm like trying to pay attention. And yet it feels like these are drawn in the same hopeful way a child would draw a unicorn. Expressions of some reality that Alexandra could only dream of. There are less joyful illustrations as well. Daddy napping shows their father sleeping in a chair, a bottle of brown liquid conspicuously drawn on the table next to him. The girls hovering in the doorway some distance away. Mommy going to work shows the girls crying in the upstairs window of a house as their mother walks away, an angry frown scrawled on her face. Dang. Wow, these are awful. The viewers are going to eat this up. You get the feeling that these are more accurate depictions of the girls' lives. The last picture you pull out gives you pause. There's a new figure here, seemingly drawn behind a barrier. The two girls sit on the other side, smiles on their cartoon faces. The boy in the wall. There he is again. I'm assuming at this point that he was definitely real. I wonder what he looked like, or if they ever actually saw him. Stella makes sure to linger on the image, getting plenty of B-roll of the scribbled lines. Yeah, and it's Wayne, not Wade, but close enough. Follow the trail into the farthest room.
You continue following the trail of footprints, approaching the farthest room down the hall. The door was clearly meant to be hidden, but it's been left open. Street smart. Someone left it open for you. This is Wayne's doing. Gretchen. Gretchen begins to shake in fear, whining meekly as she glances around the room with wide, anxious eyes. It's okay, Gretchen. It's just a big empty room. Nothing to be scared of. Stella crosses the room, training her camera on the door on the far side. Like the way you entered it, it too has been left ajar, as if inviting you to explore what might be behind it. The doors to this room seem like they would be almost totally invisible if they hadn't been left open. There aren't handles or anything, just keyholes. Yeah, I was going to say, your birthday isn't here yet. Hey, nice. That's really cool, Ninetales. So it's got to be a hidden passage. Amazing, your family really pulled out all the stops when it comes to creepy stuff. Follow Stella. You exit into a short hallway. There are stairs here leading back down the lower floors. But there is also another door. It's hanging ajar, the many locks and deadbolts along its edge glimmering in the weak morning light. The doorframe itself is gouged and splintered, evidence that some desperate creature tried to save itself from the room beyond, time and time again. So is this like Reese? Holy shit. Gretchen's whining reaches a fever pitch. Geez, okay. I get it. The scary room is too scary for a little dog like you. You don't have to go in. And in the West, lead is cheaper than mercy. Just don't go running off anywhere. See how the edge of the door is all messed up? Looks to me like something didn't want to go back in there. Before you can stop her, Stella steps into the little room, her camera drinking in every detail. Oh my God. You step forward to join her, Gretchen remaining rooted to the floor outside. Oh. Why does this feel like Slay this Princess? You know what I mean? This was a prison cell. Everything about this place reeks of neglected humanity. The walls are covered in scratches, legible words mixed in with nonsense of desperate clawing. The one window set high in the far wall is fitted with a thick pane of glass, as if the iron bars just beyond it wouldn't be enough to hold the imprisoned. Ha! You can't help but notice the doll from your closet sits watching you from the bed, one eyelid drooping. It adds an extra layer of menace to the already deeply unsettling room. Property of Alexandra. Look at all those scratches in the walls. Did a person do all this? Imagine how much that would have hurt. It stinks too, like nothing I've ever smelled before. I've been in sewer drains that smelled better. Tabby? What happened here, Darker Neon? What the hell happened here? Your eyes are drawn to the massive almost letters dug deep into the brick of the cell's prison into the brick as this cell's prisoner could manage, highlighted with whatever pigments were available. Doll used to be in my closet, property of Alexandria. Right? Stella walks over to the doll and examines it. Property of Alexandra. Kids always talked about how she went missing. It's one of our town's urban legends. I wonder if they ever found her body. Maybe there wasn't a body to find? Is this how Alexandra went missing? Jesus. This doesn't feel like old skeletons. in the closet either. The smell is too fresh, and some of those locks on the door are modern. O-V? I can't really read because I see like an O and maybe a V or an N, but it also blends over here. Yeah, that's really Oh, I didn't. The doorknob or a rattle? Stella lets a statement hang in the air. I just hope Tabitha didn't know about all this. To think it's possible that the whole time we knew each other. All those nights we stayed up late talking, she might have known this existed. No, she didn't know. She wouldn't have let something like this happen. Let's just get out of here before somebody slams the door on us or... You and Stella are interrupted by a sound wrapping around you. Music. The tinkling of piano keys, played by a clumsy hand. They echo up the narrow staircase at the end of the hall, one you've yet to travel. You hear that creepy music, right? Stella seems uncharacteristically shaken. She clutches at your arm, the camera trembling in her hand. Oh God, someone else is in here. Street smart, you know who this has got to be. It's Wayne trying to be dramatic and mysterious, though it seems to be working, as you can tell from the wild-eyed look in Stella's eyes as she stares down the length of the hallway. There was something strangely compelling about it, too, like he's giving you a personal invitation, asking you to come to him, rather than forcing you into another confrontation. The two of you stagger back into the hall. Do you think it's him? Wayne? Stella seems to swallow her momentary fear, straightening back up and letting the light return to her features. If it's him, he could have information. He seems like he knows a lot about what's been going on in town. And who knows? Maybe he'd be more willing to talk now that we've found all those secrets your family has been hiding. We'll go talk to him together. Of course, no way we're splitting up. I'm not going to let that creep draw you into some trap without me around to help you out. Come on, Gretchen, I'll carry you. Stella scoops up Gretchen, the pug still visibly shaking with fear this place seems to instill in her, though Stella's comforting grip seems to ease her poor little doggy spirit. That's right, my little old lady. Nothing bad happened. Besides being shaken to my core, I guess, but nothing physical. We're just seeing one scary man and then we're leaving. Her grip is firm and warm and reassuring, and together, you make your way down the hall to the source of the eerie music. The stairs take you into what you assume was once a servant's quarters, a network of cramped passageways hidden away behind expansive rooms of the estate without so much as a window for illumination. But you persist, and deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet Estate, the echoing piano, your only company. Sure enough, you see light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of the nearly hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorientating as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholic harmony as it whips in from the overgrown courtyard outside. But as you make your way into one of the side rooms, utterly dark, save for the open doorway on the far wall, the music stops. There's no warning, no gentle fade or dramatic slamming of keys. When you make your way into the music room, Wayne is already standing, his eyes glimmering in the darkness behind the stained veil. I'd hoped you'd come alone. Well, you better get used to me being around because your days of harassing Darker Neon are over. From now on, you'll have to harass the both of us. That's all right. You can enjoy your slattern. You and I are already bound by our fates. You need to come to understand that if you expect to help anyone, yourself included, you're running out of time. He slips away into the shadows. What did he just call me? Whatever. Let's just leave, yeah? Now I think we've seen enough, and the floor down here feels like it could give away and throw us down the cliff at any second. The warmth you and Stella shared last night seems to fall apart in the fresh air, shaken by the unearthed secrets of your family's past. A tense silence holds between the two of you as your mind does its best to grapple with what you found. The cell, the doll, Enoch's old occult sanctuary, the boy in the wall, and his outfits in Edwardine's closet. Is it possible your cousin has known about all of this? Your eyes dart back up to Stella. Her gaze is fixed on some non-existent point far off in the distance, and you can only try to imagine what she might be thinking. Maybe she feels you're connected in some impossible way to what you've just discovered, like you carry whatever went on there in your blood, and Tabitha. Tabitha, who had lived under the same roof as that cell her entire life. This silence feels like a terrible thing, like detritus clogging the air, suffocating the fragile growth of a barely formed relationship. There is a feeling that the longer you wait to say something, anything, the more your tentative relationship will unravel, second by second. So say something. Say anything. Just break this awful silence already. Are you mad at me? Am I mad at you? No, of course not. Why would I? I'd never think you had anything to do with that. Just like it's obvious Tabby doesn't have anything to do with that. We have to see her. She deserves to know what we found in there. God, those letters from her dad. Her mom kept so much from her. It makes me so mad just thinking about it. Oh, I think Booksmart would be the better answer here. We don't even know everything that there is to know about what my family's done. We shouldn't go to Tabitha until we followed every loose end. But, okay, I get it. But if we're not going to Tabitha, then what are we supposed to do? We have to do something. I think we do need to give Tabitha a chance. Everything else that comes to mind feels bad. I think we need to give Tabitha a chance to clear the air. A palpable wave of relief washes over Stella. Yeah, really? Okay. Then we're going to the mines. Come on. There are no picketers outside the mine today. The only sound is the constant low industrial clanking of unending productivity. The only sign of life, the slow moving machinery beyond the rickety chain link fence. The Scarlet Hollow mines are ticking along, as they always have. There is nothing here to stop you from seeing your cousin. All right. It looks like the coast is completely clear. You and Stella make your way through the front gates and up the short path to your cousin's office. That we know of. We don't know if Tabitha's done anything wrong yet or not. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would at least give her... My knee-jerk reaction was to, like, actually give her more, present her with more information. But I realized there's no way we could get more information without talking to her. Stella doesn't bother to knock before twisting the door open and confidently stepping into the trailer. Tabby! Stella? Darker Neon, what are you doing here? Why are you holding a shotgun? I clean it sometimes. Guns need that kind of thing. You know that. Stella, I would have appreciated a heads up that Darker Neon was safe in your bed at your place last night, instead of having to wait up wondering if my cousin had managed to die while out adventuring around town. But whatever, it's not like I've come to expect much social grace from either of you. No wonder you get along. Let's not do the small talk today. Tabby, please. Stella pulls up a chair and the two of you sit down, across from your increasingly anxious cousin. Hey, I didn't say you could sit. We just came from the Forbidden Wing. Tabby, have you been there? Stella, what were you thinking? You know not to go in there. It's not a no. She's avoiding the lie, but it's still there. I know, I'm sorry, but the stuff we found in there, Tabby, your family hid so much from you. You deserve to know. No, I'm going to join in. Tabitha, we found, because I think this is the first one to crack with. Tabitha, we found birthday cards from your dad in there. Lots of them. Like Enoch's study. It was behind an old bookcase, and there was all this occult stuff in there. What, like being into the cult, is that surprising? He was a rich man in the early 1900s. Of course he was into the cult. That was like a hobby back then. You know I know that. I wouldn't have come all the way out here. That was it. Well, I tried to go straight for the jugular. Stella moved me off. We also found these old clothes in Grandma Eddie's room. Boys' clothes and a freaky note that looked like it might have been written in blood. It said, I'm still here and I love you, or something. I don't know what that means, but it was in plastic. She clearly wanted to keep it. And these birthday cards from your dad, all stashed in a drawer. What? Someone had been hiding them from you, Tabby. He loves you. He's sent them every year. We're not trying to jump to any conclusions. We're just trying to make sense of what we found in there. But none of that is even important, because at the end of it all was a cell, a prison cell. Somebody was being kept in there. It looked like it had been used for years. And just before we left, we ran into Wayne, and I'm pretty sure he's the one who made sure we found it. But I don't know why. He was all mysterious and called me some old curse word and left. Slattern. It literally means layabout, slacker. There, that's everything, okay? It's all laid out on the table. What really happened to your mom, Tabitha? Sleep apnea looks a lot like suffocation. That's like accusing her of murder. Tell us the truth, Tabitha. Why did you invite me here? Not the angle I was trying to take here. We can all still be on the same side. We're supposed to all be on the same side. The two of you are family. It's not like she had an ulterior... That's not what I meant. Right, Tabby? When Stella finishes, your cousin gathers herself and locks onto you with a steel gaze. You put her up to this. I know you did. Stella's been a nuisance for years, always pestering me and trying to visit me at work. But even she knew never to cross this line, breaking into my house. You're not good at this, Darker Neon. I see exactly what you're trying to do, to turn my only friend against me, to back me into a corner. Isn't that right? Tabby, come on, that's not what's going on at all. I want to hear it from Darker Neon. We're not throwing accusations. I know you didn't see your dad's birthday cards, so why would I think you'd seen anything else? Well, I'm not the one who came in here saying we need to talk, so you can't blame me for freaking out. It's been a long week. Tabby, do you want to see the cards? Stella doesn't wait for her to say yes. She slides them across the table, and Tabitha stares down at them. Hesitant. No, I don't need to look at these. Pearl Ann kept them from me for a reason. She knew what kind of man he was, so he sent me cards. So what? It's not like he came to visit. He left, and he never came back, and that speaks louder than any stupid little sentimental message he wrote in some kitschy birthday card. It's no secret why these were hidden. Pearl Ann knew better than to let me hope he'd do anything more than this. You don't have to think that. What if there was more to it? Something else Pearl Ann didn't tell you. How will you know if you close yourself off like this? The sound of an approaching police siren interrupts the argument before any further points can be made. Tabby, you didn't... But when? How? Pearl Ann had a switch installed in the desk ages ago. A direct line to the police. A mediating party sounds like a good idea right about now, don't you think? But I'm here. I can mediate. I'm good at that. How's this, Tabby? I know you're not to blame for anything we found at the estate. Clearly your family has a long legacy of keeping secrets. Yeah, it's making me work for it. Yes, it is. And I know you feel like we violated your trust by going into the closed-off wing and looking for clues. But look on the bright side. Now we can all get on the same page. Doesn't that sound good? Aren't you lonely keeping all these secrets? Please, Tabitha, I don't want this to end with anyone being dragged off by the police. And with what we have on you, don't you think there's a possibility it won't be Darker Neon who winds up in handcuffs? Oh, do you have any evidence of these supposed crimes? Or just footage of old rooms? Maybe an even better question would be, would you be willing to use it if you did? As much as I can tell, you like Darker Neon. You've known me much, much longer. I doubt you'd ultimately be willing to turn in an old friend like me. I don't think Darker Neon is capable of that much persuasion. Tabitha, I came here to be here for you because I know what it's like to be alone when your mom dies. And this is how you repay me? Don't you try that emotional and manipulation bullshit on me. Yeah, exactly. You think I don't know a freeloader when I see one? I came here for you? Oh, yeah? Not the free lunch, I doubt it. Tabby, you can't just act like everyone who's helping you is some master manipulator. Stella, quiet. Tabitha sighs, a certainty settling over her. I do wish I could be honest, you know. Or really, I wish honesty would do anything. But it's not going to keep the minds running. It's not going to fix the things that are actually broken around here. Because that's what the Scarlets do at the end of the day. We keep the machinery oiled. We make sure its components are placed when they break. Replaced when they break.
It's a legacy I have to maintain, as cruel and unglamorous as it might seem to anyone else. And I'll keep shouldering that burden, alone for as long as I have to. It's what I was born for. You too, Darker Neon, though you've been neglecting it for a long, long time. How would I know anything without you saying something? Like, why are you... Oh, okay, Tabby, you're starting to scare me. There was a knock at the office door. Miss Scarlet, permission to enter? You were called, weren't you? Come in. The door swings open, and Deputy Franklin, the sternest member of the Scarlet Hollow's police force, walks in. Well, isn't this just a pleasant coincidence? I've been looking for you all morning, City Slicker. Yes, exactly. What was it, Grima Wormtongue? You're in a lot of trouble, kid. Too much trouble to let you keep wandering around causing mayhem. Oh, so you were already planning to take my cousin in then? As a matter of fact, I was. Yes, Miss Scarlet. See, there have been all these problems around town lately, and I don't need any explanation. Go ahead, be my guest. I want an explanation. What could you be possibly arresting Darker Neon for? Yeah, exactly. Stella, don't interfere. You and I can talk after Darker Neon joins the deputy. Talk? Without him? Really? You're handing your last living relative over? No objection. You won't have me fired for an abuse of power or anything? No, I think some time under lock and key will do my cousin some good. Now, if you could take care of this outside, Miss Richmond and I would appreciate it. Yeah, pretty much. He's being arrested for being a out-of-towner, basically. You can't just take me away if I'm not being charged with something. I've done nothing wrong. Kid, there's plenty I could get you for, which means I'm perfectly justified to put you in a 48-hour hold. And it sounds like Miss Scarlet here has her own ideas to what exactly charges should be. But there will be charges. You hear that, Darker Neon? You're at my mercy, so you better be on your best behavior. I don't want to hear that you gave the deputy a hard time. Deputy Franklin nods, whipping out his handcuffs. A single smooth police academy motion is all it takes, and the cuffs are locked around your wrists. As you're dragged off from the office, Stella calls out to you one last time. It's okay, Darker Neon. Me and Tabby are going to work this out. We'll come and get you. Everything will be okay. I promise. Officer Franklin drags you from the office and towards the squad car, tossing you into the back seat and slamming the door. And this is where I'm going to have to leave it. So I think I'm going to be playing this again tomorrow night. I want to see where we can get to. Oh, I probably should switch it over to talk time. You know, until we're done with this, I think I want to continue this because I really love this story. I love how it's going. And yeah, I'm at this point, you know, there's a reason why my mother left the town, left it for nothing. Because nobody can tell you a straight story. Everybody's so reclusive, you know, they can't really do anything. So I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed your time here, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, have a good night. Yeah, probably. That's probably the best idea. Enjoy your evening, folks.
Every sound drifts out of phase. Every fear